It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
A very happy Thanksgiving to all of you tonight, and thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. In a few moments.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, from everyone here at 2K Sports. Nothing like the NBA for Turkey Day.
Ready, gentlemen?
With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. We've got the Boston Celtics facing the Indiana Pacers. All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Celtics, Hayward out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Lowry. Then there's Horford. And it's Green in at the 2 spot. In a somewhat unbelievable circumstance last season, Doris, Celtics coach Brad Stevens receiving 0 votes for Coach of the Year.
It was surprising in this way, Kevin. This is a man who lost his 2 best scorers to injury and still led his team to the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. But I think if you look across the league 1 year ago, there were tremendous coaching jobs done from any number of guys. And the reality is Brad Stevens is by far one of the best coaches in the NBA. Hardware or no hardware.
Lowry with the ball, out guarded by Murray. Hayward looking around, clock at 6. Lowry against Murray. Lowry can't get it to go.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
Brogdon against Green. To the paint, here's Davis, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Davis has got his first 2 points.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
Millsap misses.
That's the 3rd straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Tatum passes to Davis, and it's slammed in by Davis.
And right now, they have all the momentum. I mean, just look at the score.
No, there's no doubt. You can see it. The lead continues to grow. They're not slowing down. I love the pressure they're applying. And they had high hopes for a fast start. They get out of the gates 0 for 4.
Tatum kicks to Murray. Tatum dishes to Murray. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's Brogdon. Rebounded by the Celtics. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
How about the shooting percentage, though? In the low 30s. That tells you all you need to know.
I think indicative of some breakdowns in their offensive execution. You don't create any open looks, and they couldn't make the ones they were taking.
And with everything that Anthony Davis does on offense, it's just mind-boggling. His scoring inside and out, the percentages, he does it all. He is undoubtedly one of the best big men in the league, and many would argue he is the best in the NBA.
So the Celtics call timeout, their first. And with Anthony Davis, the stat lines, Greg, he can post on any given night are just absurd.
Really, Davis still strong defensively, but he really impacts every facet of the game. One of the rare players who can carry a team on both ends of the floor. There just aren't many great players that can lead a team to a championship, but I think Davis is of that mold.
Now here's Green. Over Murray, and Green gets it to go.
Ooh, that has to be a relief. First bucket was a long time coming.
Well, you've got to be resilient when you start off that slow. Kept pounding away, and finally they make a bucket.
Murray against Millsap. Tatum kicks to Davis. Over Horford. Kept alive. Here's Allen. Good work defensively by Millsap.
Boy, that's high-impact defense in the lane, standing tall to deny the easy bucket.
Here's Brogdon. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. A 3-ball. Gordon Hayward comes up with the rebound. Outside Lowry. Back to Hayward. Launches a three. That shot missing. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pacers lead by 5. The game is evolving, and Al Horford has changed his game.
It never occurred to me that I'd be shooting.
And give Horford credit. He adjusted with the times. He didn't stay set, Greg, in his ways.
Yeah, he was always a great mid-range shooter, and he's proven to be a legitimate threat from deep.
Thanks for joining us in this Thanksgiving presentation of the NBA. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
Well, the commitment is evident, and they are simply phenomenal at their aggression on the defensive end right now.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. We've got Hayward. Horford is out there with Paul Millsap. Then it's Green, and it's Lowry in at the 1 spot. A skill that doesn't show up in the box score, the drawing charge calls. In your opinion, there are, I'm sure, a lot that you think are the best at it.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, sometimes this comes at a cost physically that you have to be willing to absorb. I've seen Marcus Smart take a charge from LeBron James. That's 6'8", 250-plus pounds coming at you full speed. Kemba Walker, Draymond Green. But, Kevin, you know this. When you draw a charge, you have essentially given yourself an extra possession, and you've put the opponent at a detriment because it's a foul against that player who's committed it.
Means a lot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That is his first foul of the game. Green kicks to Hayward. Passes it to Horford. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
Well, the display of a little quickness on the drive. Al Horford, sensational. How about the Indiana Pacers last year? There were so many that predicted them to be a lottery candidate, and instead they end up with 48 wins, finishes the 5th seed in the East. Woo-hoo, what a year.
And a look now at the Boston Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, they're off to Miami to face off with the Heat. And then on Wednesday, they'll go up against the Magic in Orlando.
And guys, one thing about road trips like this one, they'll be seeing this as a chance for the team to come together. It might be a bit of a silver lining for a trip that doesn't always provide a lot of success.
Now here's Davis. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. The Pacers shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
To me, one of the great strengths of this Pacers team is their depth. A year ago, 12 different players averaged double-digit minutes. So when you think about depth and unselfishness, they are at the very core of what this team does. I'll tell you, the floater is a shot that takes great touch, but that one looks pretty leaving his fingertips.
Millsap's against Murray. Davis finds Allen, and it's Allen with the jam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Lowry passes to Horford. Back to Lowry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hayward from outside. He doesn't hit that one. So the Pacers will take it the other way.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Millsap misses.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Murray right side. Over Lowry. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater.
Well, it just...
And so it's the Indiana Pacers. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. Indiana did not hesitate to set the pace. They staged a good old-fashioned ambush, going on an aggressive 9-0 run at the start. By the end of the first quarter, they still had an 8-point lead. Then in a hard-fought second quarter, they...
A flyover of downtown gives you a great perspective of our location as we welcome you back to Indianapolis. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Anthony Davis really making a difference here.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
You know, I think, Greg, they never settled for the first look. It was always about, let's get the best shot possible. Really good judgment on the offensive end.
Malcolm Brogdon out there with Jamal Murray. Then it's Tatum, and there's Davis, and it's Allen in at the center position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Now Tatum following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep. Tatum against Hayward. Now here's Tatum. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Inside, Millsap, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And last year, the Celtics appearing in the Eastern Conference Finals for a 35th season.
Simply incredible, Kevin. The most in the East by far. The Sixers and Pistons are a distant second and third. And the way this front office has constructed this roster, expect that total to rise in the coming years.
Kept alive. Celtics trail by 8. Green deciding where to go with it. Pass to Horford. Lets it fly. And that one goes long. Guys a chance to add to their lead.
If they get into double digits, that would make it a huge hill to climb. Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And Doris, to try and improve the flow of the games, teams now have fewer timeouts. Players have to be faster about retaking the court after stoppages. I'm assuming you're like me, all good things, right?
I agree, Kevin, and I think what people don't know is the impetus from this actually came from the coaches themselves. Rick Carlisle said, listen, we need to pick up the pace of play because we'd like our games to fit in a certain time frame. And listen, when you've got the leadership at the top in Adam Silver, who always makes clear that game flow is one of his focuses and that this is an entertainment medium and let's please our fans, you're going to make the right choices.
Now here's Allen to the inside, and it's slammed in by Davis.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
Millsap kicks to Lowry. Pass to Horford. Launches a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Horford's got 5 points so far.
Well, you love the way Al Horford goes right up with it. Not a hesitation, just uses those long arms to get the shot up quickly.
Murray against Millsap. Back to Davis. In the corner, it's Brogdon. Millsap against Murray. That kept alive by Indiana, and Davis gets it to go.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Lowry against Murray. For three, Hayward. Pacers with the rebound. Brogdon's got his fourth rebound in this one. Down low, it's deflected. Millsap with the steal. Green against Brogdon. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Horford. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 13 points a game last season. 7 rebounds and 4 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
Celtics trail by 9. Outside, Green. The pass to Horford. Lets it go with the 3. Good on the triple. Horford's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, he's worked on it, right? Al Horford now has a perimeter jump shot that you've got to respect.
Lowry against Murray. Outside, Davis. And so it's the Indiana Pacers with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Defense. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the court right now for the Celtics, Paul Millsap out there with Hayward. Then it's Green. Then there's Lowry. And it's Horford in at the center. Allen passes to Murray. 5 on the clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Fires the 3. Paul Millsap with the rebound.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Lowry against Murray. Green finds Lowry. For Murray. And it's good off the back rim and in. And it's 8 points for Kyle Lowry.
Oh, my goodness. Almost no space to get that jumper off. But Lowry, he doesn't need a ton of space.
Davis, the pass to Allen. Basket, good. And the Pacers lead by 6.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Green kicks to Millsap. Pass to Horford. Now Hayward. Defended by Allen. The Celtics working the ball around now. And it's Green missing.
And then they continue to control the glass.
To the inside. Here's Davis, and finished off by Davis.
You just got to love the way he moved the ball. Very unselfish.
I'd say he's looking to set up his guys as much as possible, and you can tell his teammates really appreciate it.
Here's Hayward, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Jason Tatum.
But, Kevin, I just love how Gordon Hayward has become so crafty on the interior. He really just keeps the defense off balance.
Indiana leading by 7. Passes to Davis. It's stolen by Lowry. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Hayward's running. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Davis, the pass to Tatum. Off target with his 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Lowry deciding where to go with it here. He dishes it to Horford. And he converts the layup.
This guy is always poised, always ready to deliver. Doesn't matter how tense the game is.
Murray kicks to Davis. And And they double up Davis. Back to Murray for three. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got 3 assists in the game. Hayward outside. Doesn't go for him. Great D that time from Tatum. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Indiana Pacers. It's Allen, top of the key. Tatum against Hayward. Here's Davis. 6 on the shot clock. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Anthony Davis.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hand.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance.
And with the time remaining, I'm just not seeing it.
No, nor am I, Greg. There's no question. They're too far behind. Not their best effort, for sure.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Inside. Tatum against Hayward. Unloads from 13. Rebounded by the Celtics. Outside Lowry. Boston, no good that time either. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony.